So, the reality for me is left untreated, my condition is dire and miserable. And I live in a body that has always, since the day I was born, been diseased with a condition of dysfunction and grog and discomfort or pain. It's kind of subtle, but it's just nonstop, and it's just been nonstop for decades and decades. Only the relief you find is when you sleep, which is kind of a trick because you just wake your eyes open again when after you rest. It's just all the time goes by, so that's what you have, and then the self medicating with alcohol and with pain pills. This is a result of the condition that I have and my body's need, and then the substance abuse, the addiction behavior of self medicating is an indication in reality, and we didn't know this in the beginning, but I know it now. I'm not everybody else is going to agree with me, I don't think, in the year 2020, but I know that those self-medicating are suffering, and it's an issue for them, and they need something in their body. In the beginning, it's never okay, so they're thinking they're doing something wrong when they think they need it, or it's dysfunction, it's ugly, and it's bad, and it's all that, and it is. The difference now, and as history of progresses and we advance, and we find Adderall, and we find the fact that there's a safe, therapeutic, successful treatment that I know. I've had substance abuse disorder from alcohol and pain pills and meth, and the Adderall's a fix. It made it so when I was on meth, because the doctor stopped the Adderall, so I knew I didn't need a stimulant, and then meth presented itself, and I was a no-brainer. Of course, I needed relief, and the doctor's denying me, so I took it, and then I got addicted to it for 4 months. And then the doctor started my Adderall again, and while that was the last time I did meth, I didn't do any more meth after the prescription for Adderall entered, and that's when it stopped. And then, fast forward from early 2018 all through 18 until January of 2020 when Dr. Elder stops it. I go, and now it's April 24th, 2020, and on the 19th of April I had an opportunity to find meth, and I did it. And I'm grateful that I got it. I'm lucky that I got it because I don't know anybody I don't know anybody, and I literally have to just go around asking people that are on the street, and it's just an absolute goddamn nightmare because I know that the safe, correct, supervised success of a treatment for me, it's night and day between not having it and having it, is Adderall, and it's just clear, it's obvious, and I have a right to be. You're not living in my body. I'm telling you that my body is miserable to be in without Adderall and without the right treatment. So uh, when people are sick, and that's why they're self-medicating, and that's why in the beginning it's been misunderstood, and we're learning it now. That's why we say self-medicate. That's why there's methadone for heroin and Suboxone for opioids. We need to be using prescription stimulants to help people that are on meth because it's a golden equation for them. It's just they don't have access to the safe therapy. They have only access to illegal street weapons that are, we don't know what's done to them and how they're made or anything, and they're weapons, and they destroy their bodies. My eyes are shrinking. I look disgusting right now compared to what I looked a few days ago. So please, for the love of God, don't ever don't ever expect a patient who self-medicates to go abstinent, because that's not the right answer. The right answer is to have the right treatment, and they have to do their part with the right treatment, because Adderall it's a trick where you take more than you're supposed to in the beginning. That's what happened to me. And after a few years, I finally got it to where I was taking it the way I was supposed to. I worked very hard for that, and I got to that point. And now it's stopped, and I'm on the street finding meth, and I'm just miserable and in hell, and I'm just desperate for Adderall. It's online. I don't know if I don't want to buy it online because I don't want to be a fool. I don't. It's not legal to sell it unless you have a prescription, and I'm going to give them all my money, and I don't know where they're at or what the deal is. It's just a nightmare. So please treat those who deserve to be treated. If they're so gung ho about getting high, take it as an indication, a partial indication at least, that their body needs to be treated with a substance, something chemical that they feel better about. And Adderall is a miracle for me. So it's spread it around. I'm brain fried because I've been on meth for 5 days, but I have to record this and I have to talk about it. And if I don't have any stimulants, I'm dead in bed, and my brain's just blank and foggy, and it's just a damn nightmare. So I have no choice. I'm doing everything within my power to do the right thing. I just need Adderall, and that would cure the meth. Because the meth came from the Adderall. I found out I needed stimulants after successful Adderall treatment. And then while Adderall's being deprived from me, the doctor stops it. Meth is the only option I have. So it's a nightmare. Thank you for the gifts, Your Majesty. Thank you for Adderall. Thank you for the doctors. Thank you for the paradigm that is going to shift. And we know it's going to shift to a more advanced awareness of those using drugs and suffering. They need drugs. They need to be treated with drugs, and they need the recovery work, but they also need to be assured that they're just sick and they're not doing anything wrong by wanting to medicate. It was crude and barbaric, and when it first started happening in human history and throughout history, it's been barbaric and cruel, and there's a lot to it. Amen.